The day of our engagement gala, Marcus casually slid a soda can tab onto my finger. Then he turned around and hung the $1 million heirloom ring on Luna's precious poodle. I didn't ask for it, but he jabbed a finger in my face and snarled, "Luna's puppy is sick and needs comfort. What's wrong with giving it a little trinket to cheer it up? My family kept you for 10 years. You ate our food, wore our clothes, and now you're fighting a dog for a toy? A country bumpkin like you isn't worth one of its hairs." I didn't say a word. I just flicked the tab into his face, spun around, and walked away. He lost his temper. Leave me and you won't even afford a kennel. 3 years later, at Harbor's charity auction, I was drenched, crouched in the service gutter coaxing a stray cat. Marcus swept past with Luna on his arm, shining like a spotlight. He kicked muddy water at me and sneered, "Back then you were jealous of a dog, now you plan to copy Luna and adopt a filthy cat, so I'll forgive you? Get on your knees right now and maybe I'll toss you a leash, keep you as my gate mutt." I didn't even lift my head. Little had secretly fed this kitten for 3 months. A moment ago Marcus's own bodyguard had bagged it like trash and dropped it down the storm drain. I needed to fish it out before Little threw a tantrum. Half my body lay in the stinking trench. Ignoring the slime, I stretched toward the black ball huddled in the farthest corner. "Serena, I'm talking to you, are you deaf?" Marcus drawled, glaring down. Still the same jealous harpy, fighting Luna for everything. "What pathetic stunt are you pulling now? Dreaming I'll take you back? Not a chance. Luna and I are getting married soon. I bet your intestines are twisted with regret." He pitched his voice to echo through the empty courtyard, savoring every syllable. His shout startled Mimi. The kitten recoiled, fur bristling, back arched, and slipped beyond my reach. I glanced back. Marcus still looked down his nose at me. The instant our eyes met he blinked, stunned, then abruptly let go of Luna's hand. Before I could speak, the onlookers murmured and giggled. "Serena? Casey, that reeking janitor is the ungrateful ex-fiancé, right? Serves her right. A riverfront stray thinking she could fly with the Sterlings? Only a real lady like Luna deserves Casey." Exactly. Casey's on a roll, wedding set, plus a merger with Harbor's top dynasty. Who'd still want this beggar? Luna clung to Marcus's arm, smiling sweetly. "Serena, this is a charity dinner. Your stench could clear the grand ballroom. Please leave." She pinched her nose and kicked the filthy pail beside me. Their commotion scared Mimi farther away. Desperate, I leaned in until my ribs pressed against the curb. "Serena, are you brain dead? My sister told you to scram. One more second and I'll have security toss you out," Leo snapped, grabbing my wrist and yanking me backward. I shook him off, wiped my face, and kept my voice level. "I'm just getting my cat. Then I'm gone," he sneered. "Cat, huh? More like casing the place for loot and hoping to catch my brother-in-law's eye. Forget it. My sister's about to marry into the Sterlings. Marcus won't chew your leftovers again." "Enough," Marcus cut in, irritated. Leo let go with a smirk. Someone cracked. "Casey's not feeling sorry for her, is he?" Luna's smile froze, hatred flickered across her eyes. My gaze dropped to her stomach, puzzled, until I noticed the heirloom ring on her hand was a fake. A laugh slipped out before I could stop it. 3 years in Luna's life had sunk lower than her dog's. Yet Marcus loved her. How could he let his precious Luna wear a knockoff? Hearing my laugh, Marcus assumed I was deluding myself. He looked down his nose again and clarified, "Don't flatter yourself. I could never pity her. She's nothing but a mutt the Sterlings once fed. Serena, don't get ahead of yourself, and don't think a kitten will buy my forgiveness. I will never love you." He pulled out a thick wad of bills and let them flutter into the sewage at my feet. I don't like self-humiliating games either. There's enough there for 10 alley cats. Pick it up and vanish. I rolled my eyes. "Casey, don't flatter yourself. I don't love you anymore. My indifference ignited his temper, his face hardened. 3 million, will that do? He thumbed his phone, then stared, incredulous. Serena, you blacklisted me? Suddenly he nodded as if enlightenment had struck. Ah, the classic hard-to-get routine. Nice try, but I'm not biting. I couldn't be bothered explaining. 3 million wouldn't cover Mimi's monthly expenses. Marcus, we broke up. Blacklisting you is perfectly normal. Understand this, proper ex etiquette is mutual silence. I met his gaze meaningfully and spoke slowly. Back then, Marcus's number in chat had been deleted by my husband himself, and I'd spent half a night coaxing that jealous man back into a good mood. Marcus's expression darkened, he clenched his fists. Luna bit her lip, eyes rimmed red as if she'd suffered the world's greatest injustice. Serena, I know you're still hung up on what happened back then, but it really wasn't Marcus's fault. After all, we raised Dodo together for 5 years, he just wanted to cheer me up. He never meant for you to take it the wrong way. It's all in the past and we can't go back. We'll send you an invitation to our wedding, so please stop clinging to Marcus, okay? Seeing his moment, Leo sneered and shoved me. Trash born in the riverfront tenements is still trash. You clawed your way up as the other woman before, now you're dying to be one again? The small of my back slammed against a jutting pipe, the pain made me gasp. Marcus shot out a hand and yanked me clear in one practiced motion. Taking in my drenched, mud-smeared state, his gaze turned pitying, his voice almost gentle. Back then I was only joking. I never thought you'd take it so seriously, that you'd be so vain. I just wanted you to play along. His words were so absurd I felt swallowed by disbelief. 3 years, and he still thinks it was about money. I laughed in sheer fury. That nightmare engagement gala had ground my dignity into the dirt. For 3 months afterward I couldn't step outside, terrified of hearing my name on anyone's lips. 10 years ago the Sterlings adopted me, and everyone froze me out. Only Marcus was different, he'd pound anyone who bullied me into bruised lumps, a pint-sized hero guarding my world. To repay him, I bent over backward to talk Luna into accepting his confession. They stayed together 5 years, until her whole family moved overseas and she coldly dumped him. When he hit rock bottom, he turned and pursued me with hurricane force. I was young, my heart flipped too easily. Then Luna came sweeping back, and Marcus suddenly had endless meetings, staying away for nights on end. I'd even thought of giving him one last chance, until I saw the prenatal report Luna sent me. Even now the memory steals my breath. Marcus, stow that self-righteous arrogance. I have zero wish to crawl back to you. I'm married with a child, the 3 of us are perfectly happy. Serena! Shut it! What shameless man would ever? Marcus jerked me off balance, nearly slamming me against his chest. He pinched my chin, forcing my head up. I watched his pupils contract and the rage freeze on his face. My husband's petty. Let me go, or you'll regret it. What? More of your games? I had no patience left. Out of the corner of my eye I spotted Mimi shaking rainwater from her fur as she darted deeper into the pipe. Before I could yank free, Luna gasped and collapsed toward Marcus. Instinctively he shielded her. Laughter erupted around us. Casey, don't buy her act. She probably found some broke stand-in and can't even name the kid's real dad. Marcus smiled, nodding as if weighing a new idea. Seeing me about to marry Luna, you snapped and invented a fake husband? I twisted free, snatched Mimi, and tucked the shivering bundle to my chest. Cradling her, I looked at Marcus. Your drama never ends. With Mimi safe, Little would be happy. Relief washed through me. I strode out of the service gutter. Onlookers clamped hands over their noses. I was about to leave when Leo seized my arm. Hold it! I know that stray. That cat's all over Crown's Twitter feed. So, why are you sneaking off with Sam's cat? Dozens of eyes pivoted to the ball of fur in my arms. I've fed her for 3 months. When did she become someone else's? Leo folded his arms, smirking. No wonder you're skulking around. Came to the Sterlings hoping for a housekeeper gig, right? Dream on if you're aiming for crown. He's already married, perfectly matched. You're not fit to shine his shoes. Marcus's brow relaxed. Serena, don't embarrass yourself chasing power. Out of nostalgia, I'll throw you a bone. Quit whatever job you imagine you have and come back as a Sterling housekeeper. No heavy lifting, just mind the gate. Someone chimed in, perfect job for a gate mutt. I slapped Marcus hard across the face. In your dreams, the dust under my nails costs more than your entire life. Spare me your charity. The circle fell silent, stunned. Leo recovered first, kicking me so I sprawled across the filthy concrete. I shielded Mimi as I hit, pockets disgorging their contents. A single lollipop rolled to a stop in front of Marcus. He stared, first puzzled, then his eyes gave a violent flicker. Still carrying that cheap candy I tossed you? Still pretending you don't care? I gazed at the lollipop lying in the filth. My mind shot back 8 years. Though the Sterling sponsored my tuition, I stopped taking a cent once I could work. I attended classes by day, juggled 3 jobs by night, so exhausted I could sleep standing up. One late night I collapsed from low blood sugar in a back alley. Marcus appeared out of nowhere, slung me over his back, and ran to the hospital. From somewhere he produced a lollipop and shoved it between my teeth. Suck this, you won't feel faint. He clumsily wiped the soot from my cheeks. I'll bring you one every day from now on, so stay alive for me. He kept that promise, one lollipop, rain or shine, until Luna came home. She arrived in stilettos, the designer heel grinding the candy into powdered sugar. Cut the sob story, Serena. Trying to remind Marcus how pitiful you were? Want him to soften? Marcus's gaze slid to my face, unreadable, finally settling into bored distaste. Kid stuff. The only one I love is Luna. I bit back the pain where my hip had slammed the pavement and the reek of garbage clinging to my clothes and turned to leave. Had to grab Mimi and rinse the filth off fast. Little was waiting. And Little's lollipop, had to buy him a new one. Stop right there. What's this? Leo pinched a black and gold keycard. In raised letters, Xander. You dare lift Crown's sweet key? Got guts, Serena. Told you she'd try to crawl into Crown's bed. At the word Crown, bodyguards closed in. That tramp lifted the card, deal with her. They lunged without thinking. Back off. I twisted free. That's my card, give it back. The slap cracked, my cheek ballooned. Leo knotted his fist in my hair and slammed me to the floor. If we don't handle this now we'll all fry. The crowd agreed, right? Crown's temper's lethal. Every other woman who tried it ended up ruined. Why not do him the favor? Maybe he'll throw us a contract. They exchanged looks and started ripping my blouse. Tear the rest, shoot plenty of pics and clips. I curled tight, thrashing. Let go. You'll pay. Shut it. Leo stuffed a scrap of cloth into my mouth. Luna tramped on my fingers, grinding. White-hot pain shot up both arms. I almost stopped breathing. She hissed in my ear, "This is what happens when you steal Marcus, Serena." Enough. What the hell are you doing? Luna froze. The others dropped their grip, faces drained of color. When I met those storm-dark eyes, every shred of injustice, rage, and brittle pride burst its dam. I forced a cracked whisper, "Husband, don't be delusional. Open your eyes. That's Xander, how could you claim him?" Marcus paled, forcing a grin at Xander. Sorry, Sam. She's just cleaning staff. Leo stepped up, eager. Sam, the maid snatched your cat and your card, scheming to warm your bed. We punished her, good enough, or want more? The blacker Xander's face, the whiter Leo smiled. Leo, zip it. Marcus cut in. Sam, I know her. Let me take her home and discipline her. Luna clutched Marcus's arm. No. Absolutely not. Xander's cold laugh came first. Before anyone reacted, his black Oxford smashed into Leo's knee. Leo shrieked, hitting the marble. Xander pinned Leo's face beneath his soul, rage dripping from every word. Who said you could touch her? Do you even know who she is? Marcus blinked. Sam, isn't she your housekeeper? You two, acquainted? Xander's backhand snapped Marcus's head. Quiet. He strode to me, lifted me gently, scanning every bruise. Does it hurt? Sorry, baby. I'm late. His voice was raw gravel. I shook my head, eyes stinging. Serena, you're really? Impossible. You're the woman I tossed aside. Why would Sam want Marcus's leftovers? Marcus's fists trembled, his glare burning. Mommy! I turned. Little, ring-fenced by bodyguards, squeaked. Mommy got bullied. Daddy, beat them all. My heart melted. The 4-year-old tottered over, ignoring the stink, and hugged my leg. Xander scooped us both into his arms. That's Xander's boy, the young prince of the Sterlings. Serena is the real Sterling queen, no doubt. Marcus went white. I kept telling you, I'm married, with a child. Xander is my legal husband. Clear now? I'd said enough. I just wanted Xander to get us out of there. But Marcus barreled toward me like a madman, and even Luna couldn't yank him back. You don't have a heart. I've stayed unmarried for 3 years because of you, didn't even date. Yet you went off and married someone else and had his baby. Marcus's face was the color of cold ash. Serena, I kept waiting for you. All I ever wanted was for you to look back at me, just once. If only you'd asked, I would have started over with you in a heartbeat. I ignored the hungry gossip eyes and answered flatly, Marcus, you're disgusting. Luna was already pregnant before I walked out. Don't you dare play the devoted martyr. For a second he looked blank, then spun toward Luna and shoved her in front of me. Ruru, explain it to her. Tell her we were never lovers. Luna sobbed and shook her head, burrowing into Marcus's chest, refusing to speak. But Marcus, frantic, flung her aside and rushed to clarify, no, it's not what you think. I was wrong at our engagement gala. I've regretted it every single day since. I was furious back then, because Rura told me you'd never loved me, that you only wanted my money and status. I lost my head and wanted to hurt you. I never thought you'd actually refuse me over a ring, right there in front of everyone. A laugh of pure anger escaped me. His idea of a joke, his way of provoking me, had hinged on one casual sentence from Luna. So you turned me into a public joke. I patted Xander's shoulder, he set me down. I raised my phone to Marcus's face. I'd saved every prenatal report Luna had texted me, every snapshot of her visits to the OBGYN. You claim you and Luna are squeaky clean, then whose baby is she carrying? Marcus studied the images, shoulders quaking. He seized Luna, voice cracking with fury. Luna, explain this, now. He wasn't stupid, he knew exactly why she'd done it. She'd driven Serena away. She'd poisoned what they had. Without her manipulation, he and Serena would still be together. Brother-in-law, let go of my sister. This isn't the place. Do you want both families turned into a circus? Leo scrambled over on his knees, clutching Marcus's pant leg. Marcus kicked him off. Luna stared at me in terror, never imagining I'd kept this trump card. That's not me. Serena faked it. Marcus, do you trust that bitch over me? Tears rolled fat and fast, pretty enough to break any heart. Once, Marcus had fallen for that act every time. Now he fisted her hair, eyes bloodshot, forcing her to her knees in front of me. Still lying? I never realized how vicious you are. Luna locked her arms around his leg, sobbing, we've been together 5 years, you promised to marry me. You even gave me the sterling heirloom ring. Are you going back on your word? Marcus's lips curved into a wild smile. Then he knelt, too, right in front of me. Serena, her ring is fake. The real one, yours, I've kept safe. It was always meant for you. You're the only woman I've ever called my wife. Give me one more chance, please? Bad guy, mommy's mine, don't you steal her. Our son clamped my hand, afraid I'd vanish. Xander signaled the bodyguard to take Little and Mimi away. When they were out of earshot, he bent, grabbed Marcus's collar, and forced him to look up. Brows lifted, eyes slits of ice, he asked, "Say that again, who's your wife? Poaching in front of me?" Not very sportsmanlike. Casey. His knuckles flexed, crack, and Marcus rolled, clutching his dislocated jaw. It was only the second time I'd seen Xander this furious. He rarely lost his temper, rarely showed any emotion at all. The first time was back when we'd just met. I'd taken a knife meant for him on Harbor's docks. The look he gave those thugs then matched the one he wore now, like he wanted them torn limb from limb. Later, to protect me, he'd kept me out of the public eye, only our inner circle knew who I was. And the rest of you. Xander's gaze swept the trembling crowd. You ganged up with this mongrel to bully my wife on my turf, ever consider the fallout? Leo lay sprawled, eyes wide. He spat blood, despair flooding his face. We're finished, totally finished. Sam, I was wrong, blind and stupid. I apologized to Mrs. Sterling. The others chimed in at once. Yes, Sam, we're sorry. Whatever Mrs. Sterling wants, we'll do it. I glanced at Leo. His misery dulled my anger a little, but Xander wasn't ready to forgive. From this moment, anyone who does business with a single person here is declaring war on the Sterling family. In Harbor or on the mainland, Xander's word carried lethal weight. Crossing the Sterlings was suicide. He opened his mouth to say more. I tugged his sleeve and shook my head. All right, whatever you say. He pinched my cheek, smiling tenderly, someone completely different from the man of seconds ago. Let's go home. He swept me into his arms, only to be blocked by Marcus. Serena, I know you'll never forgive me. I'll make Luna pay. She lied to me. The baby she's carrying isn't mine. His eyes were bloodshot. He spoke with a smile, but the light in them had died. Marcus, are you really doing this to me? I didn't do anything wrong. I just want to come back to you. What crime is that? Yes, I had a brief marriage abroad, and I was already pregnant when I came home, but I still couldn't forget you. I wanted to return to your side, so I drove Serena away with everything I had. Blame yourself for being so stupid. 1 or 2 sentences from me were enough to turn you. Did you ever think you were any better? Luna's once flawless makeup was now streaked with tears. She turned slowly, her eyes shot with crimson, fierce and terrifying. And the rest of you, lapdogs who bully the weak. When you didn't know Serena's identity, you trampled her, now you lick her boots like curs. You deserve to rot. She should have spent her whole life wriggling in the riverfront tenements like a maggot. Who gave her the right to live better than me? The people Xander had blacklisted were already hollow inside. Luna's incitement poured kerosene on their hate. Leo and Luna ruined us, don't let them off. So Luna's hated Mrs. Sterling all along. She used us to vent her spite, and we're left holding the bag. Why should we? They surged forward, pinned Luna to the floor, and slapped her face again and again. Marcus, aren't you going to save her? I reminded him. Marcus only watched in silence, hatred roiling in his eyes. I had hated Luna too, for wedging herself between Marcus and me. But now I felt nothing. Whatever became of them had nothing to do with me. Riley, Marcus, they were ghosts of the past. The air around Xander chilled, the arms cradling me tightened. I turned and brushed a kiss on the tip of his nose. Let's go home. With Xander and our son beside me, I had everything I needed. As we left, sirens wailed, the police arrived and took them all away. 3 months later, the firm Xander had blacklisted filed for bankruptcy one after another. Xander wrapped me from behind and set the veil on my head himself. Baby, I'm sorry you suffered because of me. From this day on, my name will appear beside yours wherever it's spoken. I want the world to know that the husband of global top designer Serena is Xander. Ever since that charity gala, Xander had been acting strangely, and even our son was sneaking into Daddy's study at every chance. Late one night I slipped into Xander's study to see what he was plotting. "Serena, I love you." He caught my earlobe between his teeth the moment I stepped in. Click, all the lights blazed on. He dropped to one knee. "Let's have another wedding, a real one this time. Let me make it up to you." I knew he still carried guilt. His position was too precarious, enemies watched every move. But after I took a bullet for him, he dismantled every shadow arm of the Sterling Syndicate and brought the rest into the light, just to give our son and me a safeguard. On our wedding day, Marcus knocked on the hotel door. "Serena, I came to see you. Don't be afraid, I won't hurt you." In just a few months he had dwindled to skin and bones, unshaven, unkempt. "The Sterlings are ruined. I'm not worthy of you anymore. Seeing you in your wedding gown is enough. Luna's lost her mind, she's locked in the psych ward, won't be out for a long time. Serena, I wish you peace for the rest of your life." He stayed at the doorway, lacking the courage to cross it. I brushed it off like a stranger's well wishes. Xander's jealousy flared, he pinched the soft flesh of my waist, breath hot against my ear. "Serena, too many people still want you. Let's make another baby?" I laughed and slipped my arm through his. The ceremony was a spectacle, helicopters circling overhead, 100 press cameras trained on Xander, me, our son, and Mimi trotting behind. The shot froze. I was the only light in that cathedral of flashbulbs. The next day, Marcus's car crash hit the trending feed. Luna hanged herself in the psych ward. Rumors swirled that the two deaths were intertwined, but no one will ever know the truth. They took their secrets to the grave. I exhaled, emotions settling. When every debt is paid, you realize the love and hate sagas of youth are nothing more than footnotes in a long life. Marcus and Luna's story is finished. Mine is just beginning. Thanks for listening. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this tale? If you liked this episode, hit like and share it with a friend. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories. See you next time.